Good morning, everyone. It's Sal, Stretford Post. How you're doing? And welcome to another episode of Breaking Dawn, guys. It is the match reaction of Manchester United against Bournemouth. Okay, look, we ain't got much to say, to be honest with you. Nothing. I mean, at the end of the day, it was a nothing game. Man United got the draw, and I'm happy with that. At the end of the day, some people are going to throw at me, oh, you know, you're celebrating. We're not celebrating anything. It is what it is this season. There's nothing really much riding on the game. There hasn't been much riding on this season for the last few weeks, to be honest with you. So whatever we say is that, you know, we're going to get scrutinized anyway. So people are still going to jump down our throat regardless of what we think. But one thing I will say is that, you know what, before the game, I just hope that we wouldn't lose the game. The league campaign is over. We know that. We didn't want it to be over, but it is over, unfortunately. The league is over. We don't gain anything here, right? We don't gain anything from winning or, you know, even losing. We're not getting relegated. We're not getting in Europe by the league. So why are we crying? Why are we crying? There's some people in the fan base crying. You know, I just think personally, just a lot of people just want something to moan about. I do. I know things ain't perfect. I've been there through the treble. I've seen the treble. I know things ain't perfect, but I just feel like people just gonna have any excuse just to moan and say, oh, you know what? It's almost like, guys, it's almost like that they actually want us to lose, or, you know, just so that they can prove some sort of point. And when we actually get an equalizer, it sort of irritates them and they get angry. You know what I mean? Oh, why? We're rubbish anyway. We should be beating Bournemouth anyway and stuff like that. And it's crazy, to be honest with you. It's crazy because these are people been supporting the club for literally a few years. They came around when Man United were successful. And you know, they feel like they have a divine right to success at the end of the day, right? They feel that divine right. The biggest issue at this football club, we all know, is the Glazers. And whilst the Glazers are still at the football club, we know that things are not going to be as bright as we hope it will be, because they're going to still be calling the shots from up there. Joel Glazer is still involved with the football club. Lots of things are still going on at the football club. And all it is Ruben Amorim is just the face of the club. He's just the one who goes in front of the media taking all the flack. You know, I felt United should have won the game yesterday. We haven't always won at Bournemouth. Let's not forget that. You know, but I felt Man United should have won the game yesterday. Felt that we had the better chances of the game. Felt if we were a bit more clinical, we would have been, we would have won the game. Absolutely. Guys, let's go through some of your comments. Big up. Hello, everyone. Hope you're doing well, Sanjay. Good to see you, Sanj. Hope you're doing well. In Amorim, we trust. Absolutely. Amir, big up yourself. League is done and rivals are catching up. It's an absolute disgrace. And our rivals are catching up. League is done. Yeah, league is done. Absolutely. Ciao. Morning. What do we do to loan him out of a league or sell permanently? Scored a goal yesterday, Ciao. You forgot about that one, mate. It's a disgrace what Glazers do to our football club. Why we are not anything about ownership aggressively. We are, Ephraim. Why are not people around the world not aggressively? I don't see anywhere but England. You know, why are you not doing it? Big up, fan. What's going on, my friend? Hope you're doing well. We believe in you, Sir Amorim. Absolutely. Big up. The referee's a fruitcake. The referee should have lost his job yesterday, fan. I don't know about you, but the referee should have lost his job yesterday. 2 players should have been sent off. Yeah, absolutely. 2 players sent off. And just by looking at that yellow card for Dorgu, that was a disgrace. That was a disgrace at the end of the day. You know what I mean? It was a disgrace. And I mean, that's incompetence of the highest order. I mean, I don't know how you can even fathom giving a yellow card to Dorgu in that situation. It's just ridiculous at the end of the day. I mean, we believe in you, Sir Amorim. Big up, Amir. Big up, my friend. Everyone knows what this season was going to be about. Even Ruben Amorim told you what this season's going to be about. But you guys are just so flipping stupid. You're still going, we know. He told you. Ruben Amorim told you about what's going to happen this season. He told you that it's going to be a painful. Did he not? He didn't ask to come mid-season. Did he? He didn't ask to come mid-season. Did he? Did he ask to come mid-season? No, he didn't. He wanted to come at the end of the season, isn't it? And then, you know what? I told you it's not going to change after Eric Ten Hag. Yet people going, Eric Ten Hag, Eric Ten Hag, Eric Ten Hag, Eric Ten Hag. I told you it was not going to change regardless, because Eric Ten Hag's a good manager. Ruben Amorim is a good manager. The problem is that they're two good managers for Manchester United. They're too good for Manchester United, because we are basically dum-dum football right now. We're a dum-dum club at the end of the day, right? So at the end of the day, we're bringing in these skilled managers with skill, tactically and astute managers, and we're blaming everything but the actual bloody problem. You know what I mean? Oh, manager this, manager should do this, manager should do that. And listen, you guys don't have like some guys, they just don't have any like patience within them. They don't have nothing. It's crazy. They have no patience within them. They started supporting Man United in 2008. They saw us win the Champions League, and they think that their divine right is to win that Champions League every single year. That is what it is. Now, let me tell you, if you're living in Los Angeles, wherever you're living in the world, if you want to support a team, right? If you want to support a team from England, right? Let me tell you something about this, right? Learn our history. Learn our history, right? Because a lot of you don't know the history of Manchester United. Learn the struggle and the adversity. Learn about it. Maybe you might be a bit more cautious and calm, because at the end of the day, you moaning is not going to get us anywhere. Someone moaning in Los Angeles, when you can get a plane over to Florida and go outside the Glazers' house and protest, doesn't mean anything. If you're not going to do nothing, be quiet. Absolutely. Man United will cook next season. Mark this. I agree, Amir. Big up, Amir. I love your positivity, mate. Dorgu's yellow is the worst decision. Even the red cards that doesn't even compare. I mean, that was incredibly disgusting. That yellow card. I have nothing else to say, but that was just an incredibly disgusting decision that my grandma could have made better. You know, it's ridiculous. We ruin managers and players' career. We ruin manager. Child, try and be a supporter first. Amir, Hoyland, he works hard. The goals will come. He does, absolutely. I'm not here to shout about Hoyland. He scored yesterday. What do you want at the end of the day? What do you want? People are moaning at me like they have the answer. At the end of the day, these people moaning, what you moaning about? We know what's going on at this football club. You don't need to tell me about the birds and the bees, my friend. You know what I mean? You don't need to tell me about sleeping on a beach, watching Man United win a flipping treble, which I've done. Right? You don't need to tell me about standards and levels and stuff like that. You know what I mean? You don't need to tell me about protests because I made the 58th minute walkout. You know what I mean? You don't need to tell me about anything like that. At the end of the day, if you're upset about something, go and do something about it. If you're in America, you are responsible because you can't go over to Florida and prove your point. At least in England, they can. At least in England, we're doing walkouts, we're doing stagings, we're doing what we can do. People are getting criminal records, whilst people are sitting in their rooms on, you know, what the Ineos and come on, man. People hate Rasmus for saying I wanted this more. It's shameful why we do not support our players. Big up Ephraim, absolutely agree. We can honestly need to sort out our main centre back, our main centre back this season. I know that the injury disrupted the combination, but even if you have different pair, they got to keep the same energy and understanding. I think my personal opinion, it's going to be next season going to be interesting. De Ligt will come straight back into that side, definitely. And Ruben Amorim, all focus is on the Europa League. This is what it is. And we knew this before the game. We knew this before the game that the most important thing is the Europa League. We didn't want to be in this position. We didn't, but it's happened. So what are we going to do? You know, at the end of the day, yesterday was damage limitation. Damage limitation. We don't go out. We don't lose. We get into some sort of form and we concentrate on winning that Europa League on Thursday. That is all it's all about now. We are all focused on Thursday. We are all focused on Athletic Bilbao. That is what it is all about at the end of the day. I don't give attention to these outfans. They're idiots, mate. Spot on, Amram. Brought us here. We got, look, for us to even have, guys, for us to even have a hope, a prayer in regards to Manchester United actually salvaging something from this season, it's commendable to Ruben Amorim. Where we could have been. We're in the Europa League semi-final. What? How? We're undefeated in Europe. How we're undefeated, I don't know. But we're in the Europa League semi-final, and we got a chance this season to salvage something from this. I understand that people are upset. We know you don't need to tell me about the birds and the bees about Man United right now. You don't need to tell me anything about Man United. I don't care now about the league. This season, I don't give a damn. Liverpool won the league. That's it. You know what I mean? They've won the league. But then again, no one competed for the league, really, did they? Who competed for the league this season? Realistically, who competed for the league this season? Who? Was it Arsenal? Arsenal compete for the league. I mean, come on. Who competed for the league this season? Nobody competed for the league this season. The league was over at Christmas. Guys, we knew, and I already set my mind up that Liverpool could probably win this league. Because that is the only time when Liverpool win the league, when it's not competitive. You know what I mean? When it's not competitive. That's the only time we win the league, when it's not competitive at the end of the day. When they win the league. We scored 40 goals in Europe. I'm still giggling, Sal. Nowhere close. I mean, at the end of the day, it reminds me of the 2017 season when we ended up qualifying. Well, no, this is not as bad, obviously. Now, that wasn't as bad, but when we won the Europa League and qualified for the Champions League. But when if Man United win this Europa League, that means, you know what, we have to back Ruben Amorim. I'm not having any of this jumping on the manager, indirects, planting the seed bull, because that is what people are doing here. That is what people are doing. They're planting the seed, you know, against Ruben Amorim, and you see them every single day planting that little seed against Ruben Amorim. Now, look, I'm not saying to jump up and celebrate, you know, but I'm seeing a lot of weirdness in this Man United fan base, right? Maybe it's because I supported Man United a long time. Maybe it's because a lot of these people were born when I started supporting Man United. You know, I don't know. But you know what? Shouldn't it be me? Shouldn't it be me who is the one who's you know what? Saying that we should be better. We should be better. We should do this. Shouldn't it be me? You know what I mean? Because I've seen it all. I've seen greatness. You know what I mean? It shouldn't be me who should be the one that's screaming and shouting and effing and blinding the manager out. No, because I know the problems at the football club. And the problems are not simple ABC. There's a lot more problems at this football club. Amir, we win the Europa League and move to the next season. Simple. Big up, Amir. That's what we have to do right now. Just concentrate on winning the Europa League, and that is where we are. Vamos status. Big up, Amir. Would it be a first Guinness Book of Records that a team finisher? I think I said this yesterday, fan. Is it a record for Man United, a team to finish that low? I don't know if we're going to finish 15th, but I think the lowest is about 10th, I think, isn't it? I'm not too sure. I think it's about 10th, something like that, if I'm not wrong. Or it might be higher than that. It might be 6th, I think. Next season, we'll be back stronger once we bring in a right profile. I'm convinced we'll be killing the games off early. Forget the current results. The progress is in the style of play. It's clear to see. Absolutely, EC. Absolutely, EC. Spot on, EC. Hope you're doing well. Very, very good point. Look, you know, we saw people yesterday turning on Dorgu. These people don't have the patience. And look, part of me understands why they don't have patience. I know, because they've never witnessed Man United like this. I have, but these people have never witnessed it, right? So they don't have the patience. They're turning on Dorgu. So how are they advocates for Delap? How are they talking about Delap? They'll be turning against Delap in a couple of games. Delap doesn't score. Oh, you know what, bruv? I think Rasmus is better than Delap. That is what's going to happen. We all know that's going to happen, isn't it? We all know that it's going to be Rasmus right the next one. Ephraim, I think we will win against Athletic Bilbao and win the Europa League. If we win against Athletic Bilbao, I see Man United win the Europa League. Definitely. Stretford in South Africa. Big up, Irfan. I think Man United will win the Europa League if we win the game against Bilbao. Bilbao is the hardest game in the Europa League right now. Bilbao will beat Tottenham. Bilbao will beat Bodo Glimt. You know, so if Man United beat Bilbao, I see Man United winning this game. I really do. I think if we play Tottenham, Tottenham will bottle it. We saw Tottenham yesterday against Liverpool. They're worse than us. You know, even, you know, I think that we will win the Europa League if we beat Bilbao. I'm pretty confident. I think after with 90 minutes, 120 minutes, Man United will win that Europa League. The hardest game is the Athletic Bilbao game. That is hard. And the reason I say it is because I'm differentiating between the Europa League and the Premier League. The Premier League, Man United are dud, right? We know that. But the Europa League is Man United are unbeaten. It could be said Man United are the best performing team in Europe in regards to European football right now. Undefeated in Europe. Out of the Champions League and Europa League, undefeated in Europe. Now, if Man United go and beat a Bilbao side that's highly talented, good defensive record, don't score many goals, a little bit like us, but don't score many goals, and we beat them after 2 legs, I really do see Man United winning this Europa League. I really think Ruben Zamon's army will come up and we'll win it. But the hard game is now. The semi-final is the hardest game in this Europa League. The toughest game we could have got is Athletic Bilbao. The only other hardest game we could have got is Athletic Bilbao in the final, because then the final would have been in Bilbao. So that is the only option. So we're lucky we're not playing Bilbao in the final, right? We're playing them in the semi-final so we can play them home and away. I think Man United will do this. I think Man United having a second leg at Old Trafford will help us a lot. And I think United will go into the final. And if Man United go into the final, having beaten the Athletic Bilbao, I think Man United will win the Europa League. I'm pretty certain. I'm pretty certain of that. I actually think that Bodo Glimt are going to cause a shock against Tottenham. I don't know about what you guys think, but I actually think they're going to cause a shock. It's clear that things get much tougher for us then when we're level or trailing. Once we start scoring first and our opponent will be fit, we'll get it back, EC. We'll get it back. People just want to moan about the world falling apart, and at the end of the day, we're not where we want to be. I know we're not where we want to be at the end of the day. I know we're not where we want to be. But at the end of the day, we knew that anyway. Do you know what I mean? We knew we're not where we want to be. And at the end of the day, we knew that Liverpool were going to win the league in January. In January, we knew Liverpool were going to win the league. So what's changed? This absolute disgrace. Liverpool equal our league record. Just goes to show you the club hasn't stepped up for a decade. We are just a club full of commercials. It's been like that for a long time, Kenny. Thanks to, you know what? I tell you what, you got to get our only hope. Our only hope was Qatar. That was our hope. Our hope was Qatar. This is the Glazers doing and Ineos. This is the Ineos and Glazers doing. Nobody else. This is the Ineos and Glazers doing. Thanks to them that we are in this position. But what do you do about it? What do you do about it? Do we just start talking about 10-year plans, 5-year plans, or we just say, look, we got to get our title back? Do you use adversity and cry about it? Or do you say, right, we're going to go and next season, we're going to make sure we challenge next season? It's not going to be easy for those lot. I want to see an ownership that goes in this summer. If they understand Manchester United, I want to see an ownership that goes in this summer, right, and actually backs the manager and say, we want this title. We want this title. That's what I want. Let's see what they do. Take Anand's mistakes into account, our dubious decisions that led to the goals and our low self-esteem before Amram took charge. Watch next Sunday just by improving in all these areas without transfers. Absolutely, brother. Big up, Irfan. Glad we have a second leg at home. We know we can play better and win it. Absolutely beef bullied. The second leg is key. The second leg is key. The fact that we're at home, second leg is very, very important. Dubious decisions. I got you, Irfan. Big up yourself. Sal and the Glazers don't care about Scunthorpe winning that. They don't give a shit about Liverpool. They don't. They don't think like us. They don't think about Man United spent 2 decades removing Liverpool from their perch, right? For us to just give it up. And let's be honest, guys. Let's be real about this. Let's be real for a second. This is not the best Liverpool side. This is not the best Liverpool side. The Liverpool side that included McManaman, Robbie Fowler, John Barnes. That Liverpool side's better than this one. These are one of the worst Liverpool sides I've seen in Premier League. And look, they've run away with this Premier League title. They've run away with it. You know what I mean? And this is one of the worst Liverpool sides. In fact, it's one of the worst Premier Leagues I've ever seen. Also, and anyone who says it isn't is delusional. But you know what? I don't think this is one of the best Premier League Liverpool sides. Absolutely. Big up Top Button. Run in the beginning. You tell him, Sal. Big up Top Button. I hope you're doing well. Good to see you, mate. Sal, I couldn't get to watch the game today, but I watched it later. Based on what I saw today, I don't know what I have is hope. Big up. You have to have hope, mate. The league is over. Forget the league. What I'm saying is forget the league, because I know that there are people out there who just want to moan. We knew the league was over months ago. Why are we complaining now? We knew it was over. We can't do anything about Liverpool. They've already fucked it up. We can't do anything about Liverpool. You know, that's just the way it is. Liverpool were just there. You know, they won the league. They won the league in January. I knew they'd win the league in January. I already prepared mentally for that. I already knew they were going to win the league for that. I knew it. Absolutely. Original, yes, I'm from the UK, mate. I'm from Leytonstone, East London. Yes, I'm from London. Originally. I've been holding on to hope this season. That's all I have now. Well, the only hope we have is the Europa League. That's the only hope we have. Europa League that's it. That's our last hope this season. We win the Europa League. We qualify for the Champions League. By hook or by crook, we've done it. And we can go into the summer and we can be like, yes, we can get some big players in and we can move forward from there. Get knocked out the Europa League and then, you know what, we go back years. So we have to really, really try tooth and nail to win this Europa League. Absolutely. We really do. We really do. Who's your man in the match so far, guys? Let's have a look at this. Rasmus is your man in the match so far, guys, with 42%. Euro got 33%. Garnacho's on 25%. And none for Casemiro. You guys, you cruel. None for Casemiro. Europe is a must-go, that final, and bring it back to Old Trafford. My goodness, that is what the big one is. Absolutely. I know many of us are disheartened about Liverpool catching up, but forget about them. Our focus should be on backing the manager and supporting the team. They stood by Klopp. We stand by Amram. Absolutely, EC. Spot on, my friend. The most important thing we can do as Manchester United fans is stick by ourselves. Think about us. Forget about what's happened to Liverpool. It's done. What are you going to do? We ain't going to do nothing. We can't do nothing about it. They've won the league. Now what? How do we change this situation? Should be the next thing to call upon. How do we change this situation? What is there to change? How do we change? There you go. Hoyland, man of the match. Yeah, absolutely. There you go. Got the only goal of the game. Any suggestions? Liverpool won the league, the second Premier League. There's no big woo. When United win the league, they congratulate us from all corners, even Madrid and Barca. I mean, everyone loves Man United. Fan, we're a proper football team. Liverpool, as much as Liverpool like to be liked, as much as Liverpool think they're hard done by and the world is against them, no one likes them. And the reason no one likes them is because of their history. Why do we sing we won it 3 times, we won it 3 times without killing anyone? We won it 3 times. Why do we say that? Because they killed people to win things. They banned English clubs from Europe. No one likes Liverpool. Juve don't like Liverpool. Madrid don't like Liverpool. Barcelona don't like Liverpool. No one likes Liverpool because of what they are, their history. Garnacho, man of the match, says Darren. Big up, Darren. 20%. There you go. He's getting up. He's going up now. He's going up there. He's moving up the table, Garnacho. I felt Garnacho, Darren, if we're being fair, I felt Garnacho did well. But as the problem with Garnacho, he's always our most dangerous attacking player. He always is. Every time he gets that ball, he's attacking. He's going forward. He causes a threat. The problem with Garnacho is his final ball. The final touch, the final shot. You know what I mean? The final shot. There you go. Our owners need to do a full sale only the way to change our football club. Don't know if they're going anywhere at the moment. Big up Lord Rodney. What's going on, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Good to see you, mate. Anyone who believed that Amram would not take us back to the top should go and support Everton. There you go. Absolutely. Big up, fan. Much love, brother. 21 incoming. That's 21. Yeah, 21. Get it right. 21 incoming. Look, you know what? At the moment, what Man United need to do is concentrate on getting a level playing, getting stability. That's what Man United need to do at the moment. Man United and Tottenham are in a very similar position right now. You know what I mean? And we need to concentrate on stability, right? That is what we need to concentrate on and getting back moving ourselves back up that table. And that's what we need to do. Garnacho was the only threat. Other than that, no positives. There's nothing to take from the game yesterday. But we didn't expect any positives from the game yesterday. And let's not forget that Bournemouth are no mugs. You know, they're not done that bad this season. They've got some very good players in there, Kirkes and Højlund. They've got the defender Højlund, and obviously Semenyo as well. So they've got it. At the end of the day, look, you know what? United dominated that game yesterday. They should have won the game yesterday. We had some chances there that we should have won the game yesterday. The problem with Man United is just that we ain't got no chemistry. We ain't got no chemistry. You know what I mean? And to be honest with you, when you ain't got chemistry up front, you rarely score goals. Yeah, we do need a new goalkeeper, Triple M. I agree with that. We do need a new goalkeeper. Absolutely. Definitely, we need a new goalkeeper. Because there was a free kick from Bournemouth that went through his hand and it hit the post. Right? If it was on target, right? If that shot was on target, the ball goes through his hands and goes in the back of the net. I can only imagine what the fan base would have been like if that happened. It would have been incredible. I'm speaking it into existence now. We're winning Europa League. Big up, my friend. That the final edition proves that Garnacho is still learning this trade. CRC was lucky to have had great players around him. They were doing well, so it's difficult. He took 5 years, fan, to get going at Man United. People forget that. People think he came into Man United and he became the CR7 that we all know and love. He didn't. He took years before he got actually to that level. It does take time, and you can't paint everyone with the same brush. At the end of the day, people develop differently. People develop in their own pace. I actually believe Garnacho is going to be a great player. But I think that we, as with the likes of Rasmus, we've thrown many of these young players in the deep end too soon. We've got no experience up front, apart from Bruno, you would argue. You know, we got no experience. Nothing there. There's definitely no experience in regards to winning Premier Leagues and Champions Leagues. Definitely not. So when you're throwing a player like Rasmus and a player like Garnacho into that side, and you expect him to do work miracles in an environment that is toxic already, and then you don't score for a couple of games, it's very difficult. People got to understand that. So shall we try 4-4-2, make more chances? Another YouTuber just says just try it. No, because we tried it already, Beef Bully, and it didn't work. And we were minus goal difference last season. It didn't work. You know, we've tried it already. Erik ten Hag played 4-4-2. It's just a dead opinion, mate. It's a dead opinion with those people who don't have ball knowledge. That is what it is. Shaw transfer to the left side. When fit, he is elite. He's always been elite, but he just needs to keep fit. That's the thing, Baz, isn't it? They paid the refs enough, Rasta. You know what, Rodney? I did mention a few weeks ago that Liverpool have had a lot of penalties. A lot of penalties have happened for Liverpool. Every time I used to look at my phone, I used to see Salah penalty. Every week, Salah penalty. Guys, if I speak, I'm going to be in trouble. But at the end of the day, I do believe that they have had certain favoritisms going their way this season. Let's not forget that. Absolutely. How much you rate Luke Shaw? When he's fit, he's one of the best left backs in the world. But when is he fit? And when that is the problem. And the best form of ability, the best type of ability is availability at the end of the day. The card confirm is not what Amram is trying. It's proven and tested by Amram. Absolutely. In the Champions League. So maybe we need to buy him players, right, that fit that formation rather than bowing down to pressure from players who played 4-3-3 under Erik ten Hag. Let's not forget what formation. They played 4-4-2 under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. It's mad. I agree, Triple N. If I speak, I'll be in trouble. I think the goal should have been saved. Absolutely. Every week I watch United robbing and bullying smaller clubs. What? We should have 2 red cards yesterday, and plus we got yellow cards that shouldn't even been a bloody free kick. Nah, mate. That's just a Tottenham opinion, mate. Concentrate on winning something, mate. We'll see you in the final and we'll smash you up. The issue I'm seeing online, so-called fans venting their frustration, Liverpool winning the league onto Amram. That it isn't Amram's fault. Don't let these rubbish channels influence you. Absolutely, mate. Absolutely. Criticise Amram for playing Shaw and Dan Amas, but it was Amram's call, so I respect him for that. I understand why he did it, fan. I'll be honest, guys. I understand why he did it. And I'll tell you why he did it. Because he needs experience on that left side. In the left side of centre-back. We don't have any left-sided centre-back, left-footed, apart from Aiden Heaven. Yoro's right-footed. Maguire's right-footed. Mazraoui's right-footed. He wanted a left-sided centre-back. That's why he played him. Shaw played centre-back, fan, not left-back. Amas plays left-back. Shaw played centre-back yesterday. Dorgu played left-back yesterday. So, especially Michael Oliver, I don't like him as a referee. He's definitely a brand ever. I agree, mate. Box, Tottenham. Tottenham. I mean, Tottenham's complaining about Man United bullying small teams. We put the Premier League on the map, mate. You know what I mean? Without Man United, there's no European football for English football teams because we put everything on the map in regards to that. Maybe a thank you would be great. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, these fans moaning that Man United bully little teams. God's sake. What, like Tottenham? Because you're a little team. Yeah. We need a left-sided centre-back, fan. And Luke Shaw's the only availability. The left-footed left-sided centre-back. You know what I mean? Luke Shaw's the only one available at centre-back. So, I mean, I can't argue with him for that. And I understand why he's doing it because obviously the Europa League coming up and stuff like that, it gives us more options. You know, if he played left-back, however, if Luke Shaw played left-back, then I'll think, why are you doing that for? You know? But we got Dorgu in a left-back, play Luke Shaw as a left-sided centre-back. That's what he's looking at the moment. And obviously play Maguire and Mazraoui as the centre-backs as well. I don't think defensively we were a problem yesterday. I think over the course of the season, I don't think Man United defensively have been as bad as our strikers. I think Man United in an attacking front, we got problems. Okay, guys, let me go through some of the player ratings real quickly. Guys, let's have a look at this. Here we go. Those are some of the player ratings as voted by you, of course. 6.4 for Onana, 6.6 for Euro, 6.5 for Maguire, 6.3 for Shaw, 6.9 for Mazraoui, 7 for Casemiro there, 6.4 for Bruno, 6.6 for Dorgu, 6.8 for Garnacho, 6.8 for Mainu, 7.3 as voted by my Instagram followers. Thank you so much. For Højlund. For Højlund. There you go, guys. You see? There you go. 6.8 for Garnacho. Coming off the bench, we got Casemiro got a 7.1. Mainu got a 6.6. Maguire got a 5.5. Lindelof, got a 5.5. Mason Mount got a 6.6. And Ugarte got a 7.1. Chido got a 6.8. Did pretty well when he came on. And Ericsson got a 5.5. Ericsson got a 5.5. Didn't really do anything when he came on that pitch. In regards to Ruben Amorim gets a 6.5. Ruben Amorim gets a 6.5. Didn't lose the game. Managed the game, in my opinion, pretty well. If you ask me, to be honest, guys, managed the game pretty well. But those are the ratings. Not really anything to be right home about, of course, guys. Absolutely. Our goalkeeper has butterfingers. He does. Without Man United, there would be no Premier League. Absolutely, Rasta. We put the... in 1958, let me tell you a little story. When nobody believed in European football in England, right? Who was the only team to believe in European football? Manchester United. Manchester United quite literally sacrificed themselves for European football. For England to believe in European football. Fittingly, we were the first English club to win the European Cup, of course. But no other European English team believed in European football. No one believed in it, apart from Man United. But they, you know what? People just want to bring out, we bullied younger teams. We were the best team for 20 years. Stop crying about we bullied little teams. We were the best for 20 years. The hatred is immense. We're not the best now. Neither are Tottenham. And maybe Tottenham might actually win something if they start looking at the bigger problem, which is themselves. We're going to look at ourselves, guys. We're going to look at ourselves. And don't worry, when it gets to that final Europa League, if we get to that Europa League, Tottenham, we don't lose finals, Tottenham. You know, we beat Man City in a final last year with Eric Ten Hag. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, look, we're not worried about you. We get through a big bout, we're good. We won it. Ephraim. They say Manchester United will win the Premier League. They are jealous. They say Manchester United win the Premier League. Absolutely. Bruno played 3 balls on the plate yesterday that attackers didn't finish. There you go. Well, welcome to Manchester United. Box, big up. They say Manchester United win the Premier League by referee, and they are jealous. They're jealous, mate. So what happened to the treble when we were winning in Europe? Was that referees as well? Do they favour Man United as well? You know, but, I mean, I'm tired of hearing that nonsense. You know, it just comes from losers. That's a loser mentality. I don't blame referees for Liverpool's success. I think they've had a lot of favouritism this season. I agree. But I don't say that if Liverpool became right now, God forbid, and Liverpool were 20 years successful, I wouldn't say 20 years of success is because of referees. It's just that is when you know that, you know what, I watched Man United. I've seen every single game for 40 years at Man United. Right? At the end of the day. Right? I've been to over 500-600 games at Man United. And in fact, the decisions have gone against us. We lost the league title with an offside from Drogba in 2010, guys. I saw it was offside. I was sitting in the Stretford end. I could see it from this side. And the Drogba's on the other side scoring a goal. I said, that's offside, surely. And they won the league. And if that didn't occur, we would have won the league. We lost league titles, mate. Liverpool stat-padded Cubs in week here. Absolutely. They did. But one thing is, Box, yeah? I like the fact that if we won the Champions League, that would be brilliant. Because Champions League is a beautiful trophy. The Champions League is a beautiful trophy. The thing that kept Liverpool afloat is winning the Champions League a couple of times. Right? They got very lucky. They won it in a COVID season, and they had the AC Milan result, which was an absolute fluke. We all know that, don't we? That was an absolute fluke. But you know what? At least, you know what? They kept the Champions League thing going. We got to keep the Champions League thing up because you have to keep in the Champions League to stay in with a chance of winning the league, in my opinion. If you look at the stats of yesterday, Amarim coached a winning side, and the stats are in our favour, but we drew. Teams should be panicking next season if they get worse. United will be back. Don't worry about that, Irfan. People can laugh at me. They can say I'm delusional. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? And they could say delusional Shirley. Call me whatever you want. You know what I mean? But nah, I think we'll be back next season. About yard offside, a yard, 2 yard, exactly. And people talk about refereeing decision. We lost a league title on a referee decision. A league title. We would have 21 by now. Now let's talk about Man City. Why don't we talk about when Man City won the league, shall we? Let's talk about when QPR were given back the ball. Let's talk about 2012 when QPR gave Man City the ball. Let's talk about how Paddy Kenny has said in the media he let the goals in. Why don't we talk about that? They don't want to talk about that, do they? Because it doesn't fit the anti-Man United agenda. Even though Tottenham are not our rivals, never have been, they still want to talk about and hate on Man United. I feel sorry for them because at the end of the day, we're both in the same shitty boat, right? At the end of the day. And to be honest with you, I'm not looking at Tottenham. I'm not looking at Tottenham's past because there is none. There's nothing there. It's nothing there. There's nothing to look at. Let's concentrate on Man United and our refereeing decisions. Let's talk about Man United. We lost 2 league titles on refereeing and cheating. 2 league titles. Let's talk about Blackburn. Let's scroll it back to Blackburn when every single bloody shot every foul, every penalty went in Blackburn's favour. Darren, I'm ignoring it, mate. I'm not entertaining Tottenham fan. And a Tottenham fan coming in here in the morning. You know what I mean? Tottenham talking about trophies is like Eric Ten Hag talking about hair. It's irrelevant, isn't it, really? Eric Ten Hag talking about shampoo. That is what it's like for me. As I've always said, Tottenham fans is like arguing with a baby. Right? And my brother is a Tottenham fan. 40 years. So arguing with a Tottenham fan about Man United's titles. I've witnessed 13, by the way, Rodney. If only you could. Right? I witnessed all those lovely trophies. I'm good. I've seen it all. I've seen more than Liverpool fans. I've seen more than Tottenham fans. I've seen more than Arsenal fans. I've seen more than most people, most fans in the world I've seen. You know what I mean? I've seen everything. I've seen everything. It came in a small period of time. But I've seen everything. And I'm happy for the rest of the day. Safe in the knowledge there will always be my heart devoted to it. Absolutely. I'm right here. 13 titles I've seen. 2 Champions Leagues I've seen. 2 Champions Leagues I've seen. Europa League, World Club Cup, FA Cup, FA Cup, FA Cup, FA Cup. You're still grasping onto that League Cup. The only thing that Dusty is Tottenham is their trophy cabinet. They caused COVID, I heard, when they opened their cabinet. So I remember my uncle was telling me when we won the European Cup Winners' Cup against Barcelona. Yeah, 1990, my friend. Yes, Mark Hughes, my guy. Another trophy, by the way, Tottenham. It's called the Cup Winners' Cup. I don't know if you know it. Mark Hughes scored again 2-1 win over Barcelona. Absolutely. Ronald Koeman had a great game in that game. I remember watching it. It was a good game. But 1990, that was, Rasta. 1990, absolutely. That's trophies the Scouts will never win because we don't win. The Cup Winners' Cup don't exist anymore. Tottenham best signing every season is Hope. And then they leaves on a free transfer by April? You mean December? Listen, Tottenham will never be Man United. Tottenham should be thankful there's a team like Man United in the Premier League. Fan, we don't need to give anyone a red card. We don't need to give everyone a red card. It must be, look, listen, guys, it must be really sad being I wish I had KG's sad music. I need KG's sad music. Can someone give me KG's sad music? Because being a Tottenham fan, I used to sit there next to my brother, who was a Tottenham fan since the late 80s. And as I was supporting Man United, and as I saw them lose trophy after trophy, I never forget the tears of my brother. I never forget the tears of my brother, the tears that used to drain down his face. I remember them losing 4-1 to Everton in the FA Cup semi-final, Daniel Amakachi, and the tears that rolled down his face. And you know what? I felt sorry for my Tottenham brother. I felt sorry for him. And now I'm looking at it. I think I'm looking at all these Tottenham fans around the world, around social media, and including my brother. So what the F did I feel sorry for them for? Why the F did I feel sorry for them for? Tottenham don't care about Man United. Every single little bit of success. Guys, when we won the treble, I slept on the beach, right? As I keep telling everyone. I managed to get a ticket for the game. You know what the first thing my brother said to me? My older brother, when I got back to England. You know what the first thing he said to me? You jammy git. You jammy git. You know what a jammy git means? A jammy git means you fluked. You fluke. You fluky bastard. Basically, that's what he said. That's what he said. So what did I do after that? When I was in Barcelona, before that, when I was in Barcelona, I thought, let me listen to Radio 5 Live. from Barcelona, and let me hear what they're saying on the radio. They're the phone calling show, right? They're the phone calling show. And who's the first fan that rings up? And before the fans rang in, Radio 5 Live, right? Mr. Pierce, I've forgotten his name. He said, we don't want anyone talking bad about Man United tonight, because what they've done for English football will be forever remembered. And we done it the right way, with kids. Right? With kids. Who played in that game? Beckham. But Gary Neville. Brown. You know, who played in that game? Like, so at the end of the day, who's the first person to ring up on that radio station? A Tottenham fan. What did a Tottenham fan say? I just want to know how jammy, I just wanted to tell you how jammy and fluky United are. That's what they said. The first caller. So what did the Radio 5 Live do? They said, shut up. You're just bitter. And they put down the phone on that Tottenham fan. That is a representation. Whilst I'm sitting in euphoria, I can't believe what I've just witnessed. And I just heard a Tottenham fan. And I'm like, wow, the hatred runs deep. And that is a representation of what Tottenham Hotspur are. That's them. There you go. That is a representation of what Tottenham Hotspur are. Imagine if the worst season in an era and we still above our... I mean, our worst season, we've won more trophies than Tottenham. You know what I mean? In our worst season, in our worst period, we're more successful than Tottenham. Maybe they need to look at themselves. Spurs had lost 19 games. It's sad, but it's true. Fuck them, these spuds. Big up. Tottenham is a reminder that football isn't just about winning. Winning's for egos. Trophies are for egos. Absolutely. We are winning the Europa League, no doubt. Come on, Amir. I feel sorry for Spurs fans being serial losers all their life. And all they've got to grab onto is that you bribed the refs. You know, it was Fergie time. And da-da-da. But when you switch the narrative and we talk about how Man City cheated in 2012, how Paddy Kelly let in a goal, which he admitted he let in the goals, right? How that, was it Barton got sent off for nothing? When you think about that, and then you think about, obviously, the Drogba, which was 2 yards offside. I could bring in decisions in 1995. I can bring decisions in 1998 that went Arsenal's favour. We fought against the referees. It's just like now. It's just like now. It's just that we were too flipping good. And then just because we were too good, you know what? People can't take that. They can't take the fact that we were that good. We're the pride of English football. We put English football back on the map when English football was known for hooliganism and there were fights in the crowd. We brought the beautiful game back. We had the likes of Cantona. You know, we had the likes. We were bringing the beautiful game back in England. That's what we did. What were Tottenham doing? What were Tottenham doing? Tell me, what were they doing to help English football? Diving into silly challenges against Nottingham Forest, breaking your leg, doing things like that. You know, signing the likes of Petrescu, Dimitrescu, Jurgen Klinsmann, Popescu, and not winning anything, wasting the careers of those great players. To be honest, Gary Mabbott, and absolutely. Sol Campbell left Tottenham. Your man, Sol Campbell, left Tottenham to go to Arsenal because he couldn't win a trophy at Tottenham. He played in the game against Man United in the last game of the season in 98-99, and he looked at Man United celebrating that league title win on the first step to the treble, and he said, "I want some of that. I'm not going to get anything like that at Tottenham." You know what I mean? And then he left. He left Tottenham and went to Arsenal. He knew the backlash. But he went for something better. He wanted to win a trophy. And he did. Fair play to him. I don't know why he came over here looking for trouble. Now he got a whole can of worms. Mate, I could give this history. I know the history of every single flipping football club in England. They want to bring in the history of Tottenham. They want to talk about Tottenham. Mate, talking about Tottenham is disrespectful to Man United in my community. We're not where we want to be, and it's embarrassing where we are. But to argue about the history of Man United and Tottenham, it's like, no. Go away, you over there, man. You go over there. You can't even put us in the same sentence, for goodness sake. Stay in your lane. For goodness sake, stay in your flipping lane. You know, at the end of the day, you know, I really hope we play. Really hope we get to the final, and I really hope we play Tottenham in the final, because that is going to, we'll have more chance beating Tottenham than Bodo Glimt. I used to feel sorry for Spurs fans, but not anymore. Absolutely, Kenny. Spurs sat 16th in 6-goal difference. They are a proper weird team. I mean, you know what I mean? And they've had nothing against them this season. We have. They have less title than Preston North End, mate. They've opened up a can of worms, definitely. Any rival who tries to troll United right now knows they are going to win the Europa League. I know. And if we win the Europa League, fan, expect there to be a domino effect on Man United. Expect Ruben Amorim to start climbing that table. The only reason they talk about Man United in such a light is because they fear the wounded beast, so to speak. They fear that Man United are going to come back. They hate that. They hate that thought that Man United are going to be back. I know Man United are going to be back. I know. We will be back, and it'll be sweet. It will be sweet. It'd be so sweet on these streams when Man United are winning. Trust me. We scored only 39 goals in the league so far, 48 games in. You're mad, isn't it? I'm afraid we'll be able to find the goals against Spurs if they qualify for the final. I think we'll win it, mate. Europe is different. Wake our team up, my team and a club, absolutely. We would have got to a much harder path than Tottenham as well going to the final. All Tottenham have is their stadium with beers coming up from below, their skywalk, their Beyonce concerts, absolutely. Next season, Manchester United will cook with Ruben Amorim. Absolutely, I agree with that, my friend. Beef Bully. Sal, I'm so sad you give them such a face. They just losers. Big up, Beef. They have to know, Beef. Beef. Look, I've seen a lot of things watching football, you know, and you know, they need to show some respect. Put respect on our name. Like, they need to show respect. They need to. And to be honest with you, you know what? Take Man United at the Premier League. Premier League is nothing to talk about. Premier League would die if Man United left the league. Hope we don't become like Spurs, especially the new stadium. We are going to have, oh my goodness, don't talk about the new stadium, Kenny. I couldn't care less about the new stadium. I couldn't care less. Kane will win the trophy before them. Absolutely. Spurs is worse than United in all eras. They build a new stadium irrespective of how and everyone clapped. United is at least winning trophies and everyone criticised Man U for building a new stadium. It's weird. And I don't even want a new stadium. I'm not interested in new stadium. I'm not really interested in a new stadium. I'd rather Man United be good on the pitch. New stadium's nothing. I agree with Roy Keane, what he said. We're seeing it, won it all when Man United were never going to stop, mate. Absolutely, man. You know what I feel like? I'll tell you what I feel like. I feel embarrassed. I feel ashamed. I feel like I just, you know what I feel like, guys? I'll be honest with you. I feel like there's an old man in a wheelchair and I've slapped him around the face. That's how I feel when I argue with a Tottenham fan. That's like literally how I feel when I argue. Like I've slapped an old man across the face. And I took his sweets. That's how I feel. Because it's unfair. It's unfair because at the end of the day, look, they shouldn't be starting on it. Don't step in a ring with Mike Tyson. That's it, because Man United are that. We can argue with the best of them. We can argue with Liverpool. We can argue with Liverpool about trophies. You know, if we want to go to the back of 13 Premier League trophies to Liverpool's 2, let's talk about that. How many league titles have they won in 50 years compared to us? You know what I mean? EC, Tottenham trophy cabinet is empty and the dust is starting to fill. Absolutely. I would love it. You never know. You never know. Bodo, they came close against Lazio. You never know. They'll be going for it. If United get a 6-goal difference, we would be top 4. Yeah, we're not going to get that. Gareth Bale, look, Modric, Dimitrov, all left for Spursy to win trophies. There you go. They're the stepping club, mate. Audience is to post an example. What's wrong with Man United? There you go. Can we kindly give 10 seconds silence to Lord Rodney Trotter, Tottenham fan? You know what? It's embarrassing. And I ain't even gone in hard. Yet. What did Alex Ferguson's famous team talk? What was Alex Ferguson's famous team talk? Lads, it's Tottenham. And we scored 5 goals. Tottenham. For goodness sake, they've won just as much as Leyton Orient in the last 40 years, for goodness sake. And they're talking about, oh, goodness me. I mean, it's sad. I mean, a minute of silence, absolutely. A minute of silence to the Tottenham fan. You know what, Trotter, he's a regular on this channel, right? He's a regular on this channel, Mr. Trotter. And to be honest with you, he always gets himself in an argument with Man United fans. I don't know why he likes to do that, because it's ridiculous. You know, he's going into a sword fight with a breadstick at the moment. Show us your trophies then, Spurs, big mouths. Show us your trophies. It's a bit like Arsenal coming to us talking about European football. Show us your Champions League trophies, Arsenal. We can do that all day. We can argue with Arsenal and beat Arsenal easily. Why can't we beat Tottenham easily in an argument with Tottenham about fan? 3-0 down, as well as 5-3. Absolutely. It's Spurs, guys. It's Spurs. You know, at the end of the day, we can argue with Tottenham fans, with Arsenal fans, Liverpool fans, Chelsea fans, Man City fans, right? In regards to success. To be honest with you, Wigan Athletic have more right to argue with us than Tottenham. Wigan. At least they won an FA Cup. Johnny, to be honest, at this point of trust I have to win the Europa is that United know to win the semi-finals and finals. Ahmad is back. It will be good to see Ahmad instead of Garnacho. I don't know about that, Johnny. It'd be good to see Ahmad fit, because Ahmad's been out all season. At least Garnacho has been fit and playing for Man United when we need him. That's what I would say. Spurs are like annoying little kid down the street. I mean, yeah, they're like a piece of meat stuck in between your teeth and you can't get it out. You know what I mean? That's what they're like. They're like that. You know what I mean? They are nothing club. No history. Guys, thank you everyone for joining me. Thank you everyone. I want to say thank you to everyone who continues to support the stream. Please don't forget to smash a like on the video, guys. Serious question, Sal. Is there a Tottenham fan channel? If they do have one, I wonder what it would... Expressions is a Tottenham one, isn't it? You can argue. Expressions is a Tottenham fan channel. And there are others as well. But you know what? Expressions is basically what it's like to be a Tottenham fan. Watch the show yesterday with Expressions. What it's like to be a Tottenham fan. Big up, Darren. Big up, everyone. Guys, thanks so much for joining me. Don't forget to smash a like on the video. Please don't forget to subscribe if you're new, and I might be back later on. Keep your notifications on. If I'm here, you'll get live notifications, of course, guys. If you have the notifications on, thank you so much, guys. You're absolute legends. Been a great show. Take it easy. I'm Sal Warner. This is Breaking Dawn. Take it easy, guys. Have a great day. Take it easy.